Okay, so let's talk about these hems. Remember, there were four. So we had an eighth of an inch finished, quarter inch finished, 3/8 finished, and a half inch finished. Now, of course, we're going to look at stitching consistency. All the stitching on these look pretty consistent. And then what we're looking for consistently as well is the stitching measurement from the edge to the stitch line, from the edge to the stitch line. This is how we will measure the width of the hem. When we're in the industry and you get product in, if you're a tech designer or even if you're a designer, you want to make sure that the factories have actually done the correct height of your hem. So on a garment, you're probably used to seeing them looking like this in this direction, so this would be the bottom. I'm going to turn this over just a little bit easier to get both of these into the camera. So what you would need to measure from is the edge of the hem to the stitch line, and this was 1/8 inch. So I'm going to measure here 1/8 of an inch. I've got that in the middle, 1/8 of an inch, and then here at the end 1/8 of an inch. Looks pretty consistent. And then here on this one, quarter inch, quarter inch, quarter inch. So this is actually looking pretty good. So now on this piece, I have a 3/8 and a 1/2. So I'm going to measure from the edge 3/8, 3/8, and 3/8. And then on this side, it's going to be a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch, and a 1/2 inch. And that looks pretty good. All four hems are really consistent. Now let's look at the inside. So on the inside, remember, we want the stitching to be as consistent as the outside. And it looks pretty good here. It's a little bit rolled over a little bit further, but the consistency of the stitching is very good. My 1/8 of an inch actually looks pretty consistent. Remember, we dialed down to a smaller stitch length, so I know it looks like the stitches are a little bit out, but when you get to a smaller stitch length, sometimes the thickness of the thread can actually throw your eyesight off a little bit. This is actually this is very consistent. Remember, up here, this extra stitch line was just those stitches that we had to stitch in so that we could actually use those threads to actually help it pull it through the feed dogs just to get it started. So this is okay. My stitch line here is on the edge of my roll line. That looks good, and over here everything looks good as well. So we just need to label these. So you could label these on either side, but because I stated before that the industry, when we're measuring hem heights, we're actually measuring from the outside of the garment, that edge. So this is the side I'm going to put my labeling on. So again, I'm going to label on either side. So this is my 1/8 inch rolled hem, and this is my 1/4 inch rolled hem. And what I'll do is I'll put my name up here and the date. All right, so that's how I'll label those. And on this one, I'll do the same. I have 3/8 for here. And then on this side, I have my 1/2 inch rolled hem. And I'll put my name on the edge. All right, so these look good. They're now ready to go into your notebook.